He came to a halt just in time.
That was close.
His driver was right. A truck had turned over and spilled the toys it was carrying across the track. What a mess. Luckily, Harold was already at the scene.
Don't worry, Thomas,
he whirred.
We'll soon have this lot sorted out and you can be on your way.
Help Harold clear the toys blocking the railway line. Click on the shape that matches the one you can see on the truck. Very good. Splendid! You've chosen the right one. Excellent! That's the right shape. Well done! You chose the correct one. Yes, that's the correct shape. Yes, that's the correct shape. Story. Once all the toys had been cleared, Thomas was ready to be on his way. Thanks, Harold, said Thomas.
No problem.
Buzzed Harold.
All part of my job.
And he whirred off, humming happily.
Come on, Thomas,
said his driver.
We'll have to be quick or we're going to be late.
Thomas didn't want to keep James waiting, so he went as fast as he could. When Thomas arrived at the station, Sir Topham Hatt was waiting for him.
Ah, Thomas, you're here at last,
he said.
But where are James and the Troublesome Trucks? And where are the animals?
Thomas was surprised that they hadn't arrived yet. Sir Topham Hatt didn't look very happy. And he took out his watch.
They should be here by now. It's already 2 o'clock.
Sir Topham Hatt's watch says it's 2 o'clock. Can you click on the number 2? Back! That's right! That's the number 2! James was in the forest.
Oh dear,
he said.
I don't like this at all.
He tried to remember the way he had come.
I went left, then right again. Oh dear, I think I'm lost.
Behind him, the Troublesome Trucks grumbled to each other.
Told you so, told you so.
He stopped and let out a long sigh of steam.
I must try to remember where I went wrong.
James is trying to remember the way he went before he got lost in the forest. At some of the junctions, he chose which way to go. When you hear him describe the way he went, click on the arrow that points the correct way.
Now let me see. I came to a junction and next I went across a patch of sand.
Are you sure it was that way? Listen carefully. Oh dear, that wasn't right. That's right. He went that way.
After that I went by a pond.
Are you sure it was that way? Listen carefully. That's right. He went that way.
Next, I went across a patch of sand.
Excellent.
After that, I went by a pond.
Yes.
I remember that I went between two bushes which both had red flowers.
Of course. That's the way he went.
Then I went between two bushes which both had yellow flowers.
Excellent. Splendid. You've found James, but he's still lost. He'll need some help from Thomas to find his way back. At the station, everyone was wondering what could possibly have happened to James.
Thomas,
said Sir Topham Hatt,
I'm worried about James and the animals. I think you'd better go and look for them.
Yes, sir, right away, said Thomas.
I'm going to send Harold along to help.
Thomas sped off as fast as his wheels could carry him. Then Sir Topham Hatt radioed ahead to Harold.
James and some valuable animals are lost. I want you to help Thomas look for them.
Harold was more than happy to help, and he got ready to take off. Click on Harold's rotor blades as fast as you can to make Harold take off. You'll need to click faster than that.
Hooray! Up we go!
In the forest, James was well and truly lost.
Oh dear! Oh dear! What can I do now?
Behind him, the trucks grumbled and groaned.
We're tired. We need a rest. These animals are heavy.
James couldn't decide what to do. Should he go forward? Should he go back? In the end, he decided to stop right where he was.
Can we have a rest too?
Said the trucks.
If we let the animals out, we can rest and they can have something to eat.
James looked at the trucks and then at the animals. They did look hungry. In the end, the trucks made such a fuss that James agreed.
I don't suppose it can do any harm,
he said. But there was still one problem. Neither James nor the trucks knew what the animals liked to eat. Do you know what this animal likes to eat? Look at the pictures of different foods and click on the food that you think it eats. Well done! That's what that animal likes to eat. Thomas was puffing along the track as fast as he could when Harold appeared.
Hello there, Thomas,
he buzzed.
I'm here to lend a hand.
Thomas was very pleased to see Harold.
Harold, you go ahead and search for James. I will get there as soon as I can.
Right, said Harold. That's a good idea. I'll be on my way.
He buzzed along as fast as he could, looking carefully for James and the trucks. But the further he went, the cloudier it was. James and the Troublesome Trucks are lost in the forest, and Harold is looking for them. Move Harold around by using the arrow keys on your keyboard, or clicking with your mouse. Blow away the clouds with his rotor blades until you find James. Who's this we found? It's Percy, but we have to find James. That's it. The clouds are all gone. Now Harold can go and find Thomas and tell him exactly where James is. Story. James was very glad to see Harold buzzing overhead.
I'm here! I'm here!
He cried.
Right, James. I'm going to tell Thomas. We'll come back soon.
And off he whirred to tell Thomas the good news. Well done, said Thomas. It's lucky you're such a good rescue helicopter, Harold.
Just doing my duty,
said Harold.
Now follow me and we'll be there in no time.
At last, Thomas, Harold, James, and the Troublesome Trucks were reunited. Cinders and ashes, James, puffed Thomas. Where have you been? Sir Topham Hatt isn't happy at all. James began to explain, and then Thomas saw that the animals were gone. Where are the animals? Before James could say anything, the Troublesome Trucks butted in.
We told him not to let them out, but he wouldn't listen.
But,
said James. Never mind that, James, said Thomas. We better hurry up and find them. Sir Topham Hatt is waiting. The animals are hiding in the bushes, and you need to catch them. Make a noise by clicking on any bush with your mouse. The animals will look to see what the noise is. Once an animal appears, click on it to put it back in the truck, but be quick. Back! Quick! It's the... That's it! Look! There's the elephant! That's it! Hurry! There's the kangaroo! Well done! Look! It's the giraffe! Well done! Quick! There's... Well done! Well done! All the animals are safe and sound. Now James can go to the zoo. Once all the animals were safely back in the trucks, they were ready to go.
I'll radio ahead to Sir Topham Hatt and tell him we're on our way,
said Harold. That's a good idea, puffed Thomas.
Don't you think so, James?
But James didn't say anything. He was worrying about how angry Sir Topham Hatt would be when they arrived. On the journey, Thomas made sure they went straight there. When they arrived at the station, Sir Topham Hatt was waiting for them.
Thank goodness you're here,
said Sir Topham Hatt, who was very relieved to see them.
And do you have an explanation for me?
He said, turning to James. James didn't know quite what to say.
I'm sorry, sir. I promise it will never happen again. James, you have caused confusion and delay, said Sir Topham Hatt sternly. It is lucky that Thomas and Harold found you so quickly.
Behind him, the Troublesome Trucks snickered.
As for you,
he said, looking at the trucks,
I've heard all about your tricks from James's driver. You're lucky I don't turn you all into scrap.
The trucks became quiet when they heard that word. Thomas, James, and the Troublesome Trucks all headed towards the zoo. The animals were unloaded and taken to their new homes. Help Sir Topham Hatt decorate the zoo to celebrate the arrival of the animals. Use the balloons and flags at the side to decorate the zoo. Click and drag them to put them where you like. When you've finished, click on the arrow button at the bottom of the screen. After the party was over, Sir Topham Hatt went to talk to James and Thomas.
Thomas,
he said,
you did a very good job finding James. You are a very useful engine.
Then he spoke to James.
I hope you've learned a lesson from today.
James looked very sheepish.
Yes, sir. I'm very sorry. Just remember, said Sir Topham Hatt, always follow the directions and go straight to your destination.
After Sir Topham Hatt had gone, Thomas felt sorry for James.
Come on, James. Why don't we go and see the animals in their new homes?
When James saw that the animals were settling in comfortably, he felt much better. All the visitors at the zoo were enjoying themselves, and even Sir Topham Hatt seemed to have forgotten about James's little adventure, although James didn't forget the lesson he had learned. Congratulations! You finished the story and completed all the games. Now it's time to get your certificate. Click on the print button to print it out. Then write your name on the certificate. Quit. Click on the print button to print it out. Ask an adult if you need some help. Are you sure you want to quit playing? Click on the check mark for yes or the X icon for no. Goodbye. Come back